Hello, so I'm Piers Thurston, and in this short video I'm going to talk about transformative coaching and how it fits in and how it's different to other types of coaching. So if you've had a look at my website, you might notice that I offer different types of coaching services, and one of those is called transformative coaching. And I want to explain in this video about how that is different to other forms of coaching. So let's look at other forms of coaching first, whether they be normal coaching, performance coaching, NLP coaching, whatever you want to call it. Generally what happens in those situations is a client will come to me and they will either have a problem that they'd like to be different, i.e. a situation in their life they'd like to be different, or they already know what they'd like to be different and they want some help getting there. In both those scenarios, my role as a coach is to support that person in their journey from going from one situation to another, from one experience to another. And to do that, I can support them in helping them create some actions and strategies and tactics. Or I might go into the toolbox of things like NLP or EFT and come up with some exercises or interventions or techniques or methodologies that they can use to change some of their belief systems or their motivation or their clarity or their energy or their confidence, etc., etc., to help them get closer to that new goal that they'd love to have. And this way of working can be hugely powerful, can be very significant, and can have transformative outcomes for that client. And I've worked with like that for 10 years with my clients and had some huge successes. So you might be asking, so what's transformative coaching if that's not transformative? Transformative coaching looks at things a different kind of way. It has a different premise to the other forms of coaching. It doesn't start with a problem or a goal. It doesn't start with me trying to help or fix you. It's not about me providing a bunch of tools and techniques and strategies and actions for you to shift. It's not about a horizontal journey from taking one situation you're in and changing it to another one. Instead, it's a more vertical shift. It's what we sometimes refer to as an inside-out shift. It works by having a series of conversations about the meaning of our human experience to help you understand what is true about the way that we experience life and what isn't. It empowers you and gives you the space and permission and stimulus to have insights and realizations about this understanding. And it completely shifts your perception of your experiences. It completely shifts your understanding of how our minds work and how we create experiences. And in doing that, it can then lead to all those other things we just talked about, i.e. getting the life that you want, whether that be in the areas of money or relationships or career or health. But it's not focused on those to start with. It's about looking at what's behind the eyes rather than what's in front of them. The benefits of this approach are huge, because not only do you find that your goals happen faster, if, of course, they were goals that you really wanted, because sometimes in transformative coaching people find their goals just disappear, the ones they thought they had. Because the only reason they wanted that goal because they weren't happy with certain things in their life. And they were creating that goal as a new experience that they thought might be better than their current one. So let's say they're in a certain job and they're not enjoying that job, so you set a goal to get another job, a better job. And actually when you pull it all apart and you really understand what's going on, getting that other job isn't going to fix anything. That might just be a better version of an old job. That's like sitting in a room and going, I don't like this room, so I might paint it red. It doesn't do anything to the nature of the room. So sometimes the goals just disappear. But the ones that you really desire, and the ones that are true for you, you get. And you get them in a more effortless way. And one of the ways it can become more effortless is because you're tuning in to what's real, what's natural, and what's innate about humans. And that is that we have an ability to connect with, or realise we're already connected to, an innate sense of well-being, an innate sense of self-regulation. So if you get out of the way of your cells, humans operate pretty well. Just imagine if you have a cut on your finger, just a small cut. It's likely that you wouldn't do anything to actively try and heal that cut. You wouldn't prod it and poke around in the cut. You wouldn't shout at it to heal faster. You wouldn't start to worry that if it doesn't heal, other things aren't going to happen and people might think differently about you, or it means you won't get married or won't get a job. You just let your body get on with it. And in a couple of days' time, you've probably forgotten it even happened. And you'll look down, you may see a little scar and you may not. But you just let your body get on with it, because you know the body has the ability to self-heal. Now, how about if that was also true in other areas of our lives? How about if we got out of the way of ourselves, actually we found we got things in a more effortless way, and we got the things that we really wanted? So not only is the destination better, but the journey is also better. And by understanding more about this inside-out way of existing, where you don't put all your attachment and meaning and self-worth on something externally happening, you let go of all of that, and you realise what's true, suddenly things start to fall into place and you see the world differently. Now, you may be thinking, well, all sounds very good, but how do I do that? Surely that's like other forms of coaching. Give me the techniques, the tools, the formulas, the processes to do that. Well, this is where transformative coaching is also different, because it doesn't work like that. It isn't about me fixing you. It isn't about me saying, now here's your 6-step process and how you get there. Because if I did that, we're going back to using the wrong part of your system, the wrong part of your brain to solve this stuff. Again, it's not allowing the human to self-regulate. If you try and manufacture a process or a formula to enable you to do something, you're getting in the way of yourself. Whereas if you just let yourself be and realise what's true in any moment, and give yourself space, metaphorically or literally, things start to happen. And that's the nature and the essence of transformative coaching. It's a series of conversations over a period of time, maybe a few months, where through these conversations and your own insights and realizations during the conversations or in between the conversations, you start to see the world differently. Your grounding starts to shift about what's true and what isn't true. And the knock-on effect of all of that can be into every single aspect of your life. And it can be completely pervasive and holistic, which means you really only need to do it once. It's not like you have to come and address the area of health and then career and then relationships and money. It all just happens. Because you're not looking at a tool or a technique to solve a particular area of your life. You're looking far more fundamentally at about what is true about our human existence, how we create our thoughts, and it's helping you to understand how we create thoughts, where motivation and well-being comes from, and more importantly where it doesn't come from. And then you then understand how to do that for yourself. And my role is to guide, to hold the mirror up, to explain some of these principles. And it can be a hugely liberating, rewarding, fulfilling, and literally life-changing experience. So, if this sounds like something you're interested in, let me know and we can have a conversation about it.